Our closing comments today, we've got a kind of a double header here. First, we're going to bring Adeline Fox to the stage. And if you don't know Adeline, you may know her parents. So two pillars of the Alpine community are Caroline and Doug Fox. They are always listed as some of the top high school professors, instructors, teachers here. And one of the great things that they did is they had a wonderful child, Adeline. And so Adeline is homegrown. She's from Alpine, and she's a water professional. And she's been very instrumental in getting this program going. She serves on the board of the Big Bend Conservation Alliance as president, and she's also executive manager of communications and outreach for the Guadalupe Blanco River Authority. Adeline will provide a local perspective and introduce our closing speaker, Chancellor Brian McCall. So please welcome Adeline.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you to the planning group, to Borderlands, to Billy, Dr. Harvison, and everyone else who planned this event. It's really an honor to be here today. And it's Billy's fault that I have a speaking spot, so you can blame him. I would say, growing up here was a very unique experience. I didn't realize just how unique it was until I went off to college and, started meeting people and having stories exchanged where I actually rode my horse to my kindergarten teacher's house just because I wanted to show her my horse. That was not normal, apparently. That was not something every kid did, but I was very fortunate to grow up, at least for a part of my life, on the Chillicothe Ranch, which is just outside of Valentine, Texas. And we were very lucky to be neighbors to the C.E. Miller Ranch. So you heard from Clay Miller earlier today. His family is a staple in this community, and growing up in Valentine, the Miller Ranch is everything. So every summer, I would get invited to go play at the Miller Ranch with the other Miller cousins, and I remember vividly that Jody Miller was in charge. So everyone who knew Jody Miller, she was a saint, very small in stature, but very big in every other way. But we would swim in this concrete tank. And I remember that there was always something really gooey on the bottom of it, like algae or dirt, or I don't even know. I think that's why my immune system is so good, because I never knew what I was swimming in at that time. But anyway, fast forward, I went to Valentine School until I was in 5th grade. I had 2 kids in my class, me and one other student. The teacher-to-student ratio was really great in Valentine, Texas. But then when we moved to Alpine, my parents got into teaching. They both attended Sul Ross State University, so they are alumni here. But I thought Alpine was huge. Compared to Valentine, Alpine was a huge town, okay? There was a Subway, there was a gas station, a grocery store. And so I just think perspective is everything. And now I live in Hays County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in Texas. So I don't know why I punished myself that way. I just, somehow, I love both worlds. But touching on some big themes from today, I've worked in water for over 10 years. I've worked for groundwater districts. I've always had a theme of education and communications with water. And I heard today that education really is important, and I think that's absolutely right. The other themes that I think are really interesting is the need to learn more about the water that we have, but also to figure out how to be better stewards. And those are themes that I've heard in every aspect of water that I've worked in, and I heard it again today. I think it was a really great program to kind of touch on water and elevate it, and I look forward to seeing what the Rio Grande Research Center does to build the programming here, recruit students here to live here, to learn about water, and expand our knowledge of the Rio Grande River and other things at a national and binational level as well. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce Chancellor McCall. And I do have a few bio facts for you, but he's welcome to add more if I miss something. Chancellor Brian McCall is the Chancellor of the Texas State University System, the first university system established in Texas, comprising 7 institutions with more than 90,000 students and 16,000 faculty and staff. He served on the board of Legacy, Texas Financial Group, and as chairman of Texas's Council of Public University Presidents and Chancellors. McCall was president of Westminster Capital Corporation, an investment firm focused on acquisitions, primarily in software and technology. He also operates Snow Hill Farm, north of Dallas. He holds a bachelor's degree from Baylor, a master's degree from Southern Methodist University, spent a year as a visiting postgrad student at Oxford. I thought that was a very interesting fact, and earned a Doctor of Philosophy degree from the University of Texas at Dallas. Please welcome Chancellor McCall.
Well, knowing what has gone on all day here and knowing what comes after me, I shall be brief if not brilliant, or as Henry VIII said to his wives, I will not keep you long. Thank you, Adeline, for letting me be a part of this inaugural event. I'm delighted, as always, to be on what I believe is one of the most beautiful campuses in Texas, if not the United States. It was great to have Senator Charles Perry and Cesar Blanco, Representative Tracy King lending their expertise to today's event. Huge thanks to Texas Park and Wildlife Director David Yaskovich. We're grateful for the positive impact of your agency's work on this part of Texas and Sul Ross researchers. Finally, I would be remiss if I didn't mention President Carlos Hernandez and his team of professionals who have done everything that they can to make today's event what it was. I've been called a lot of things in my life, but never a water expert. Don't pretend to be, because I know how many of you are. I do know that most of you have a deeper understanding of water and the nuance of water policy, and most Texans have a transactional relationship with water. As Benjamin Franklin said, when the well runs dry, they know the value of water. It's important for us to understand the role that higher education can play in communicating best practices in conservation, conveyance, land use, and other issues that help the state and communities make the most of our water supply. We in higher education can be and want to be great partners in this respect. Our faculty have expertise and spent years and decades developing that expertise and are willing and want to contribute to sound, well-informed public policy. Our institutions are geographically diverse and are influential in the communities that they serve. We have strong relationships with industries and employers, land users, local government that can be leveraged to develop a consensus around the ideas that work. For example, here at Sul Ross, Louis Harvison and his team at the Borderlands Research Institute have worked for many years to cultivate meaningful and long-lasting relationships with local landowners, government partners, and NGOs to improve the stewardship practices that benefit this entire region in the states and its natural resources. Similar relationships exist along all universities in this system. We have the Meadows Center for Water and the Environment at Texas State, Law Enforcement Management at Sam Houston State, and the Center for Advances in Water and Air Quality at Lamar University. These researchers and institutions are often overshadowed by the educational missions of the colleges and universities, but what many Texans may not know is that these centers provide opportunities for undergraduate and graduate students to get their hands dirty, gaining valuable research experience that will boost their career opportunities and contribute to a better Texas. We are proud to play a role anywhere we can make a difference. In closing, I want to express my thanks for the work you are doing here in West Texas and around the state. Sul Ross University and the Texas State University system are committed to continuing and expanding the role as partners in gatherings like this and in any way you deem appropriate. Thanks again to President Hernandez. As we close out this portion of the event, I propose that we change the topic from water to something stronger. As Mark Twain said, whiskey's for drinking. So please join us for a reception at the Art Center, the Museum of the Big Bend. Great to be with you. Great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McCall. Those are wonderful words. Our reception is scheduled for 5. Let me tell you this: they will have alcohol at 5. But right now, I would suggest you go check out the museum. We have a brand new annex that's been expanded over the last 9 months. It's got a lot of great art exhibits, and then the traditional museum that's there. So please join us there. Please thank our sponsors if you see them in the room. Please thank our partners. Please thank the voters, everybody. It's been a wonderful night. Thank y'all so much for coming.